Winters in Pine Hollow were unforgiving. Each year, the tiny mountain town was buried under a thick blanket of snow, isolating its residents from the outside world. But this winter was different. The storm that rolled in was the worst in decades. A relentless blizzard that turned the town into a ghostly wasteland of white. Pine Hollow was a town that thrived on its isolation. Nestled deep within the mountains, it was a place forgotten by time. The townsfolk were a hardy bunch, accustomed to the harsh winters and the solitude they brought. But this winter, there was a different kind of silence. It was a silence that spoke of an unseen presence, a silence that sent shivers down the spines of even the most seasoned residents. The snow fell relentlessly, blanketing the town in a thick white silence. The old-timers huddled around their fireplaces spoke of the winter wind. They said it carried stories, whispers from the past, stories of things best left undisturbed. For Sarah, a freelance writer staying in her late uncle's cabin on the outskirts of Pine Hollow, the isolation was perfect. Nestled deep in the woods, the cabin was a sanctuary for anyone seeking solitude. With no internet and spotty cell service, distractions were minimal, and Sarah could finally work on her long-overdue manuscript. The large bay window provided an unobstructed view of the wintry landscape. The silence of the mountains was a stark contrast to the constant noise of the city. Here, there were no sirens, no car horns, only the gentle crackle of the fire and the whisper of the wind. She found an unexpected peace in the isolation. It was as if the mountains themselves were whispering stories to her, stories that she longed to capture in her writing. The solitude was both exhilarating and terrifying. The first night started peacefully. Snow piled up outside as she settled by the fireplace, her laptop glowing softly in the dim room. The rhythmic crackling of wood and the occasional howl of the wind were comforting reminders of her isolation. But as the night deepened, a strange sound broke through the storm, a faint whisper. The outside world, with its deadlines and demands, faded into a distant memory. Here, in the heart of the mountains, Sarah found a rhythm to her life that she had never known before. The silence, once daunting, now held a strange comfort. It was a silence that allowed her to hear her own thoughts, to delve deep into the wellspring of her creativity. The words flowed effortlessly from her mind to the page, each one imbued with the raw beauty of her surroundings.